Hi, this is Maryam Henein, and I'm a journalist, one of the founders of HoneyColony, best known for directing a film called Vanishing the Bees. I have started answering questions that are being sent to HoneyColony. This is a little bit more informal. I'm eating broccoli, which I've steamed to make sure that they're still alive, so it's still very green. And I put MCT oil on it because good fats are needed. You want to lose fat, eat fat, and it has sea salt and lemon. It's very, very yummy. So I'm going to read the question first. Hi, I just became aware that most of the honey available in the US has anywhere from 107 ppm to 50 ppm of various very harmful pesticides. I know from your website that supposedly the colonies are up by Bishop, so perhaps the hives are far away from commercial grower fields that are sprayed with pesticides. They're referring to Bishop, North Carolina, where there was that Zika spray that killed those millions of bees and obviously exposed people to harmful chemicals. Nalid is an organophosphate and it's been shown to be harmful. So even though, as you point out, the hives are in the foothills of the Sierra Range close to Bishop, are you sure that the bees are not collecting pollen from plants nearby that are sprayed? Have you ever had your pollen tested at an independent facility to check for pesticides? I want to make a purchase, but I would like to know the answer to my question first. Look forward to hearing from you soon, Lee. Hi, Lee. Okay, first off, honeybees can fly up to 5 miles. Okay, so they fly away, they fly far, and they're been described as flying dust mops. So yes, honey has, the thing is that a lot of the, if honey is water soluble, a lot of these chemicals are fat soluble, so it's not so much in the honey, although there are trace amounts. They've now found Roundup in honey, and it's also in the pollen, right? It's obviously the bees are taking it back. We live in a I don't want to sound negative, but this. Yes, there's pockets of beauty and pristine wildlife, but we are increasingly living in a toxic world where our water, our air, and our food and our soil is contaminated. And so to try to find something that's pristine is a feat, more and more so. Now, so whether you're talking about Bishop, yeah, it's affecting, plus there's drift, right? These chemicals, they drift because of something called wind. And so I would not be eating any honey there. I would not be living there if this is going to be a regular occurrence to be exposed to chemicals. So with that said, our honey, one, we carry a honey that is not, let's say, a local honey. It's from Africa. It's called Acida, and the reason why we do business with Acida is because this is a conscious company that has integrity, that is working with the people in the village and creating sustainability and being mindful. So giving business to this village and being mindful of how they bring the honey back even and how they package the honey, so on and so forth. That forest, it's the Mole forest. You can look it up, Acida, and so it's very pristine and there's no chemicals around this forest. So you know that you're getting organic honey. Now, obviously, organic is very expensive, and there are some brands that claim that they're organic. but for instance, the study that just came out with glyphosate, and that even the organic honey had traces of Roundup, of the herbicide. So our honey, the local honey, we carry Bloom, and Bloom is a local, all different types, and they say that there's nothing surrounding them that is toxic. It's not my honey, so I have not looked at the latest tests, but it's a honey that I consume and that I feel confident about, as is Aceta, and as is our other honey from Bennett's, which are also pristine forests in Northern California. So by all means, if you wanted to take it a step further and see if they have lab tests, you can email me, lee@maryam@honeycolony.com. For sure, I do not buy big brand honey. I was just in Greece and was eating honey there. Honey is part of the culture there. And there was actually last year I was in Corfu and I bought some honey, and I went home and tasted it, and I know it was not honey, it was syrup, it was nasty, and so I went back and I returned it. So the bigger brands, you don't know if they're bringing honey from China, and then that it's contaminated. So I would just befriend a beekeeper, and just keep in mind, bees fly 5 miles. We're living in a society where it's increasingly hard to find pristine land, and by all means, if you meet a beekeeper that is around pristine lands, Bishop is not it, then consider getting the honey from there. I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Back to broccoli.